How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, the founder of the Hard Gainer Academy. And what I want to talk about today are deadlifts. So I got a question from one of my followers asking me like, Dre, I'm doing deadlifts. I know there's a ton of benefits to doing them, but I have a feeling that it's affecting my other lifts. Am I doing it too much? Am I going too heavy? What is the issue? So as far as when you're going to be incorporating deadlifts into your routine, from my experience, I do not do deadlifts no more than twice a week. Deadlifts can be extremely taxing on the body, especially if you're moving heavy loads. You're using a lot of heavy weight, and it does put a lot of stress on your body. So if you notice, and here's some of the cues that you want to look out for. Let's say, for example, your other lifts. If you just started incorporating deadlifts and you're noticing you're witnessing plateaus or you're just not progressing like you should, then you might have to modify the amount of deadlift volume that you're doing. Secondly, it depends whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced lifter. Of course, if you're an advanced lifter or even an intermediate lifter, I'm going to go and assume that you got your form down, you know exactly what you're doing, and you have a good idea of what you can and what you can't do and what is stressful and what is not too stressful. So you can kind of gauge from there and have a good understanding, hey, if this is affecting the rest of my workout, my routine, and so on, even my energy outside the gym, then you know what? There needs to be some modifications. If you're a beginner, then you know what? Start off with light loads. And since you're just getting started, you want to get familiar with the mechanics, how the movement is supposed to be done. So I'd highly suggest doing it at least twice a week if you're a beginner. But focus on just getting the form down. Don't go heavy. Just get that form down perfectly, because the deadlift is one of those exercises when you start using heavy loads, you could really hurt yourself if you have bad form, all right? So for beginners, I would say at the bare minimum, twice a week. You could do 3 times a week, but again, make sure that you keep track of your other lifts and make sure that you're continuously making progress, especially if you're a beginner, because you're gonna get those newbie gains. And the reason why I want you to do it more often or do it at least twice a week is just to get the mechanics of the exercise down, right? You want to know, okay, which muscles am I using? How could I be the most efficient in this lift? And so on, all right? And then now for the last tip. If you're going to be going heavy on deads, and I'm talking about real heavy, you're going out with max effort, then I would say, you know what, push it to once a week. And the best time to actually do it, let's say, for example, you train on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, then do that heavy deadlift session on the Friday. So at least you got the entire weekend, you come back on the Monday. So you got 2 days off to actually recover. It gives your body some time, and then you can see how it goes. You can gauge and see. And another thing that you could do as well, depends on how you're programming it. So a lot of people tend to warm up when they get up to their heavy loads, which is a really smart idea. So for myself, I'll start off with a 45, then I'll put another plate on, and then I put plates, and plates until I get up to around, if I feel like doing 4 plates or doing 5 plates. But I start off with a plate first. So I just move up gradually to the heavy load where I want to get to. This is a safe way to go about doing it. I know some people, they just start off with something light and then they just go heavy right away. You got to really find out what works best for you. But in regards to safety, and again, you're really trying to be cautious, then I would highly suggest, you know what, just pyramiding yourself up. Like I said before, you start off with a plate, then 2 plates and 3 plates, or just go up to as much as you can actually possibly do, but do it gradually. So again, you don't end up hurting yourself. Another thing that I find extremely helpful when it comes to deads, I tend to do them on my leg days. So I know some people will do it on their upper body days, sometimes on their days where they're training back, but I like to do it on leg day because I feel like my legs are heavily involved inside the movement more than my actual upper body. So I do it again on my leg days. And as far as when I do it after I do my squats, right? So I don't just do it at the end. So I don't do like squats and then some isolation or some accessory movements. I squat, then I make sure I go and do my deads. If I don't do it in that order, I'll do squats, leg press, or squat, or the hack squat, and then I'll do the deadlifts. I do it right after I do the squat. I never do deadlifts and then do squats after, because again, your lower back is involved in the deadlift a lot as far as your hamstrings and so on. So you want to make sure, as far as for the squat is concerned, that you're not already fatigued. When you do the deads, yes, you're going to be a little bit fatigued from the squats, but I'm telling you from my experience, when you do deads then squats, you end up really affecting the performance of the squat session. And I feel like squats are a really important exercise where it should have the main priority inside your programming, all right? So as far as deadlifts are concerned, if you're a beginner, get the form down. Make sure you get those movement mechanics down. So that means doing it at least twice a week so you get more familiar with it. As you start using heavier weight and you start getting more comfortable as far as how the movement is done and you build up your confidence, then again, you could gradually pyramid up with the approach that I spoke about earlier. And if you're really advanced and you're feeling really confident, then yes, then you could do those really heavy training sessions. But again, do it and then after, give yourself at least 2 days off so your body can fully recover. I hope you found this video helpful, and you know how we do. Heart gainers, salute! Peace out.